Hey, I know why all of you are here, okay? And I just want to let you know that I think we got a lot of great kids here at Kenowa, and the kids we got a lot of things can happen. We got to be thankful for what we have. So I want the superintendent, Mr. Hopkins. He's got a few things that I think he'd like to tell you, so you know you get some of the facts. Because I'm not sure that all of you have everything, and he had already been working on some stuff, and so I'm going to let him talk to you guys. So here you go, Mr. Hopkins.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here this evening. It means a lot to me that you're here to show your support for your students, for your graduates, for your seniors. They've worked extremely hard, and we recognize that. And it's worth an applause. And as you can imagine, this has been a very difficult day, one in which we will learn from, we will grow from, and we'll become stronger from. And again, I thank you for helping us learn through this, as difficult as it might be. I learned of the situation at about 7 o'clock this morning, and I understand because of the circumstances surrounding the event, I'm not supposed to know about what today entails. And I understand that. With that being said, from my perspective, from my concern, I was very concerned about the safety of students here at Kenowa Hills. I'm always concerned about the safety of students at all times. And from that perspective, I wish if anything could have been done differently, I wish I would have been aware of it so that I could have supported all of you in these efforts. I believe, I know certainly that I would have. I've supported National Walk to School Day, first Wednesday in October, several times before in a previous position that I held. But did that with obviously a lot of coordination, a lot of effort involving, as you did, and I appreciate our law enforcement, and I'm so appreciative that they were able to be there on very short notice to be able to help and support. On behalf of the Board of Education, I also want to say
your information straight.
That's the information that I have. So, and with regard to that, as it relates to that, if I could go on just real quickly, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. With respect to that, and because of the situation that involved and the disruption that involved the school day today, it was decided, and I supported the principal and support the principal with having our students go home today. Recognizing how important this day is as a culminating event to their 4 years at Kenowa Hills High School, hopefully 13 years with our great district, that we want to make sure that the traditions, the long-standing excellent tradition of the senior walk through the building occurs. So we had conversations. I say we, I was not involved in those conversations, I apologize. Our building principal, Mrs. Pennington, and Mr. Smith, and others had conversations with the seniors who were in the building today to talk about, we recognize the significance of this and how can we, given the circumstances, still celebrate the tradition, the long-standing tradition. And so with the discussions with the students who were there, we talked about, do we bring everybody back this afternoon? What happens for people who don't get the message? And how then they get left out on an opportunity because of not getting the communication. So, so we have decided they went ahead because they said, you know, of course my parents are planning to be there this afternoon, and if we cancel it or postpone it, I should say, then that will create some burdens and hardships on their end as well. So they did, as you know, had it today. We're planning to do a second one on May 30th when all of you come back and prepare for commencement. And we hope that you'll participate in that. And in light of, certainly speaking of commencement, for those, as was said this morning, for those who are still around, and those who meet all the graduation requirements as is expected by the state of Michigan and Kenowa Hills Public Schools, if you meet those graduation credit requirements, you've earned it, certainly, and I look forward to shaking your hand at commencement. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to President Kenowa.
everybody here knows the kids are gonna walk across the stage, they're gonna get their diploma, and they're also gonna be able to enjoy senior day. I think that's great that we can do that. I don't know if that helps any of you, with any questions you may have. But we're gonna open our board meeting up, and you're gonna get a chance. I gotta let you know, there's a lot of you here. So if everyone takes 3 minutes, it's gonna take forever. So I mean, if some groups, if you want to get up and say something, we'll be able to hear it, you know. And we're just going to kick the board meeting off like we normally do, and then I'll go ahead and let you know when there's a time for you to come up, and I'd like you to come up and speak who you are, and you can say what you feel. Is that good? Cool?